Hey, what's up? It's Greg from Fishing Headquarters, and today is Monday, June 19th. Just finished up a morning charter fishing trip up here in Barnegat Light. Figured I'd stop up here on the bay side and share an updated fishing report with you all. Sorry I missed most of my fishing trips in the recent days. I've been kind of tied up, and a couple of days I tried to shoot a video and got rained on. So here it is. Basically, same kind of story going on right now. We've got some fluke, we've got some striped bass, we've got some bluefish on the inshore waters, also some weak fish around. As far as the surf fishing goes, there are a couple striped bass. Most of that's on the decline. Water temperatures right around 65, 64 degrees on the beach. That was water temperature from Harvey Cedar's Beach Patrol yesterday. We had an awesome weekend here. Hopefully I've enjoyed Father's Day. I got out fishing just about every single day the last few days. Catching some fish. A lot of smaller blues, the cocktail size, say 1 to 3 pounds. There are some 2 to 4 pound range around, and some bigger ones. Some choppers and some gators occasionally, but definitely not as many as there were, say, a couple weeks ago. Barnegat Inlet's been pretty fishy for anglers in the boats and also the beach. Whether your feet are on the rocks or in the sand or in the boat. Good quality fishing taking place on the north end of LBI. I had some good quality fluke fishing the last few days, fishing up in the main channels and thoroughfares. Fishing mostly gulp, 5-inch and 6-inch. White and pink shine has been my go-to. But live minnows also doing it, and some anglers are also fishing some other live baits. With all that said, weak fish are around. Angler fishing close by to me today. Paul Hartel got a nice weak fish. I know store staffers, Jared and also Tyler catch some off the surf. That was a couple days ago. There's been some other reports of weak fish off the surf too. Other reports of weak fish in the bay. So weak fish are definitely here. Got a pretty strong showing for this point in the season, which is great to see. Water temperature, like I mentioned, is warming up. We just had the new moon here. I think it was yesterday. New moon of the month of June. New moon, definitely mid-month here, would be basically a designation to me, or a telltale sign and show on the calendar. Things are switching up. Things were kind of shifting into summer. School's out. Beautiful, sunny, warm weather we've had here recently. Like I mentioned, water temperatures are warming into that summertime range. There were some portions of time where it was a little on the colder side, but it's definitely warmed up now. Like I mentioned, mid-60s off the beach. We got mid-60s and even 70s plus in certain areas of the bay. We're definitely transitioning to the summertime. There's some sheep's head showing up. I heard of some gar, big houndfish, so that's kind of cool. And as we switch gears, we'll see that migrating body of striped bass kind of pass us by. I think for the most part, the migrating body of striped bass, bigger classy fish have definitely passed by Long Beach Island and went on their way. I know a slip neighbor, a few slips over, Kurt said he had a nice striped bass this morning that he lost boat side. I know a bunch of anglers that had striped bass. Me personally, we didn't. Dan DiPasquale, captain on Hog Moon. I know he got in some fun action in the bay, catching some schoolie bass. Also had some bluefish and also fluke. So congrats to him, he had the trifecta. Today I had Dave Etsy and his dad Dave and also his cousin Jay on board. We got some awesome bluefish action, light tackle fishing with some plugs, mostly top water to start things off. It was a beautiful morning, very light winds. Really, we had slack tide early morning, so it was a pretty good, calm early day. We got into fish almost right away. Some small bluefish, mostly 2 to 4 pound range for the most part. Maybe a couple fish were a little bit bigger, but I'd say 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 pounds at most. I don't think we had any fish over maybe 5, maybe 6. We'll call it somewhere in there in that ballpark. But a lot of fun on light tackle, casts, and lures. We tried to catch striped bass. They definitely looted us. While that current was light, while that wind was light, Dave picked up the fly rod, made some casts, and hooked into some bluefish, which is fun. Hoping for a striper, but beggars can't be choosers. Kind of get what you get. We switched gears after, say, a couple hours of tight lines there with bluefish, and we switched over to fluke. Got us some good fluke fishing. Jay got one pretty quick in, 6-pounder on I think it was a 6-inch, either 5 or 6-inch grub, gulp grub. Yeah, we got I think a couple others. Wasn't really good. It was definitely on the slower side, but to start off with a 6-pounder, 23-inch fish, it was 6 pounds on the dot. Definitely no better way to start off a fluke session than that. I can share, yesterday I was out Father's Day fishing with my niece, Gianna, my wife, Melanie, and my little guy, 4-year-old Zachary. We got into some fun fishing in the bay side. We fished some channels and some bowls and some holes here in the bay. We found some good fun fluke action for a couple hours, fishing some mud bottom holes over here in the north end. A couple days before that, I caught some fish in the main thoroughfares. One of them would be Oyster Creek, also Double Creek. Those are two popular areas. Definitely, they're the kind of the main arteries to get from the west side of the bay over to the inlet. Fishing there can sometimes be tough, but there's definitely good fluke fishing takes place in both those channels really all summertime. Also the open side of the bay there where it opens up more on the west side, BIBB buoy 42, and hearing some good reports there. Personally, I made a couple drifts on my way transiting through the area to go check out some bluefish on the, say, eastern side of the bay here, whatever, a couple days back. I really didn't do too well, got weeded up, so I kind of gave up on that, but have heard some reports from other anglers, so definitely be worth a check in there at certain times, certain days. Hopefully you get into them. As far as fluke fishing goes, I think we got that all summer long here. Didn't really mention blowfish. That's another opportunity. Off the beach, there are some sharks, the warmer water sharks and rays. I know some big rough-tail rays were caught recently. I got a few photos sent in. Some sand tigers, some brown sharks, both in the bay and the ocean. So if you're swimming, keep those tootsies out of the water, unless you're in the shallows. If you're going in deep, use your best judgment. But there's definitely a lot of sharks around. There's always sharks around. That's where they live. They live in the ocean. So nothing to be scared about, but just wanted to get a little chuckle in there. Watch your tootsies. Maybe take your jewelry off if you got some gold chains when you're swimming. But yeah, there's good fun fishing here taking place on Long Beach Island. If you're looking to get on some fun opportunities, stop by Fisherman's Headquarters. We get you geared up now and throughout the entire season. Located in Ship Bottom, right after the first traffic light on the right-hand side. You can shop 24/7 at fishermansheadquarters.com. Have a great day.